Hey besties, so I'm still physically, emotionally, mentally recovering from those Stray Kids concerts. I went a little too hard with my light stick and my wrist is very mad at me for that. But J-Hope decided to drop his solo album literally the day that I had to go to the Stray Kids concert, so I have not been able to listen to it. It is now Sunday. So it's been out for a couple days and everybody's been talking about it, and I need to listen to it. Not only to support, but so that I may finally understand what everybody's talking about. Everybody's talking about equal sign. And I want to know. I want to hear it. I want to feel it. I want to experience it. I have already listened to More because that came out a couple weeks ago, and I wanted, to support the comeback goals, so I had to watch the music video. So there will be a clip inserted where More is in the track listing from a couple weeks ago when I filmed that. When I listened to it and watched that, we're going to skip it in this filming session because I've already seen it. So it's not really a reaction if I watch it again. But we're going to do what we usually do. Listen to the album, top to bottom. We're going to start with intro and finally experience, I guess, J-Hope's first true solo endeavor. I'm very excited. As you'll see later, I really did like More, so I'm really excited for the rest of this album.
It trailed behind the miasma of darkness, assuaging their ill effects on humankind.
Fun. Okay. When the concept for this album came out, a lot of people were talking about, Jack in the Box, Pandora's Box, J-Hope, Hope being the last thing, and Pandora's Box, blah, 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 blah. And that being an idea of being like, is that a good thing that after all this we still have hope, or is hope secretly like the big bad, the big dark evil? Because yes, hope is good, but also can be the most heartbreaking thing when you have hope for something and it doesn't turn out. You know what I mean? So I love that that concept is very much what this album is going for. I also find it very interesting that the intro is all in English, because whenever like a non-English speaking artist or an artist who does work primarily not in English chooses to use English, it is like a choice. And I love, obviously for bias reasons, because I speak English, I'm very biased to a thing that's all in English, but also artistically what it means for the message. And I think that intro, very good, very interesting. I also just love a good intro. I do think that will I listen to an intro? No, but I do appreciate how it fits in artistically and narratively to an album. I love interludes, I love outros, I love intros. I think because I listened to a body of work top to bottom to see that they also took into account having an intro, an outro, an interlude, trying to tell a whole story with an album. I do appreciate that. Am I going to go out of my way to listen to an intro, specifically this intro? Probably not, but I love what it means for the story of the album. Now we're moving on to Pandora's Box. I really like that song. I really like when I see artists really connect with their name. I feel like a lot of idols just sort of they have their stage names and it's whatever. But I really like how connected he is to the name J-Hope, and how he's the world needs hope, and I am that for a lot of people. And he embraces that and loves that, because I feel again, I've talked about it before, I really worry about J-Hope because his persona is being happy and being people's hope and being people's light, and I feel that becomes a lot of pressure because you're still a person and sometimes you're gonna be sad. So to always have to be happy because that's what people expect of you, I feel really stressful. And I don't want him to put that undue burden on himself, but to have this song and hear him embrace that, to be yeah, that's super fucking cool that a lot of people look to me as hope because the world needs hope, and I really embrace that. I love that. Also, this song is great. This album seems to lean way more into hip hop, especially since when they were in their trainee days, he didn't even anticipate to be a rapper. He was going to be part of the vocal line because his vocals are in fact incredible. And he's also a dancer first, so when Hope World came out, it's very much a little bit more vocal heavy, which I really did love because I love his vocals, and a little bit more dance heavy. You can tell that the music was made to be able to dance to. It had good beats, it had good melodies, but this album with Pandora's Box and with More very much sound like a rap forward album. He was I am a rapper, and this is going to be my rap hip-hop moment, and I love that because I love seeing new sides of J-Hope, and I love when he raps because he's incredibly talented. And this is the song that comes right before More, so let me just insert my little clippy clip of me reacting to that song and music video right now. Hey besties, so it is July 1st. We're out of Pride Month, but J-Hope said the gays will be fed because he has released his music video for More. It's his first, I guess, official solo project, because they say that their mixtapes don't count as solo albums, and I don't understand that, but regardless, we have some new J-Hope solo content. Have I listened to any of his other solo content? No, not properly. I've listened to Hope World, but I've never given it the full lyric breakdown listening experience. And we will eventually, but we gotta give him the views. So we're gonna start, we're gonna listen, we're gonna watch the music video. Should I listen to the song first? No, I just want to watch the music video, then we'll go back and we'll listen to the lyrics. I'm just very excited because the concept photos for this have been absolutely insane. And I am filming this on the day that the music video comes out. You're not going to see it until the full album comes out because I like to have everything together. Maybe that's what I'll do. We'll watch the video now, and then when the album comes out, we'll listen to the lyrics. I think that's a good plan. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. That was actually kind of scary. I am a little bit sensitive, but that was a little scary. Also, the camera work, absolutely incredible. He looks so good. Oh my god. Once again, I'm OT7 because if I had a bias, I would get bias wrecked every day, and this would have bias wrecked me. This is incredible. Oh my god. He's so hot. Oh my god. This concept is absolutely incredible. Wow. This is so visually beautiful. Like, the CGI, oh my god. The eyeshadow. The nail polish, beautiful, incredible. Is that box, was it filled with The Office that he just sort of destroyed? Okay, I feel like I definitely need to listen to the song. I feel like I definitely have to listen to the song to fully understand the concept and everything. And I will do that when the album comes out. But let me just speak my thoughts on the music video because, incredible. Incredible. I feel like now the line between emo and rapper is very thin. I feel like there's so many people who do that that sad rapping, that emo rap, and I really like it, but I feel like a lot of the people who do it I don't like. But I feel like J-Hope does it perfectly. J-Hope absolutely kills it. J-Hope understands how to be a grungy punk singer while also still being a rapper and also giving us beautiful concepts. That music video, insane. That music video was fucking insane. And it was scary, and he was scary and intimidating. The fact that you could go from Hope World Hobie to this, that man has the range. Absolutely incredible. I am so proud of him. This is beautiful. I cannot wait for the fucking album. I'm so excited. This song is so good. I love the vibe. It is full punk, and I thought maybe it would be punk-ish. It would be Good Boy Gone Bad, where it's a little bit punk, a little bit pop rock, but this is grunge music. This is proper in the pit, beer and Monster being thrown on you as you're being kicked in the face music, and I'm all about it. I'm very much about it. This is incredible, and it's who could have thought? Okay, we're getting another solo record from Hobie. Who would have thought that this is what he was going to come out with? Nobody. That's what makes it so fucking good. Namjoon said that they want to explore who they are as solo artists, and if this is what we get from solo Hobie, I am so excited for that album. Y'all, if we get a grunge rock album from Hobie as his solo album, I would be so overjoyed. You know that I love some good punk rock music, and Hobie is 100% bringing that to the table. I love that. This is why when people are which era does each of the member own? And everybody's Hobie ate the debut era. One, because he looked so fucking good, but also now we're seeing it's because that aesthetic, that sort of darker, more aggressive aesthetic is sort of what he's about. And I love that for him. Who would have thunk? Who would have thunk that the Eternal Sunshine J-Hope would be so drawn to this type of music? Not me, not at all. I love it so much, and it's incredible, and I'm so proud of him, and it's amazing, and I'm so excited for the rest of the album. If the rest of the album is like this, I'm gonna lose it. That's incredible. I guess, back to me in the future, who's actually listening to the album. LMAO, I lied. I really want to know what the lyrics mean right now. I need to know about this song. I'm actually kind of obsessed with it. It won't leave my brain. Somebody's favorite song, period. It slaps. Grammys. Where is his Grammy? So much of this is in English. I just can't. I have very poor listening comprehension skills. Okay, that was really good. I really like those lyrics. It feels like a very introductory song. Basically being like, I want it all. This is a Sharpay Evans song. This is incredible. Okay. It's like, I love making music. My music is my life, so I want more. I want to make more music. I want to make more albums. I want to do more, like, self-improvement, and I want to fill stadiums with all my fans, which means tour, homie, I want to see you. I want a homie solo set live so bad, and I can't go to Chicago because it's so expensive. And he says trophies and Grammys. I don't love that they love the Grammys and that they're so, like, fucking set on getting a Grammy, because yes, I want them to get a Grammy because I think that they deserve it, but I don't think that they need it. I don't think the Grammys mean anything. Anyways, this song is great. Respectfully, I have no idea what I said in that last clip. I don't remember, that was weeks ago. Life goes on, but More is a great song. I live for it. And I live for this new sound that J-Hope is going for. I think it's super fun. With More and with Pandora's Box, it's very, like I was saying, rap forward. Like, his rap is really good in it. And he sounds great. Like, I think there was an interview that, like, J-Hope did recently in promotion for this album where he was talking about how the first person who listened to it all the way through before it came out was Namjoon. And Namjoon just said incredibly sweet things where he was like, this is not what I expected of you, but this music is like 100% you. And I'm like, I totally get that and I totally feel that. And I'm just, I'm already in love with this album. Okay, wait. Next song is Stop. Slay! No, I really like that song. Oh my god. Okay. I'm a big pessimism bitch. I believe that there are bad people in the world. But I really, really like this song. I feel like toxic positivity is disgusting. And I will slander it until the cows come home. Because I believe just being like, everything's gonna be okay, like, is a lie. Because we've been saying that and the world keeps getting worse. So just believing and having hope is, like, not always practical and not always the most helpful thing in any situation. Like, recognizing that, like, shit is bad and we need to do, like, actionable things to fix it. Very real. But I really, really, really vibe with the message of this song. Not only J-Hope doing a very hopeful sort of pacifistic song being like, we're all just, like, people, so, like, how about we stop just, like, fighting? How about we just all get along? But I feel like he does it in a very grounded and, like, not, what's the word, placating sort of way, where he's not talking down to you for it. He's, like, trying to level with you, being like, we're literally all people. The world is, like, fucking crazy, but, like, just, like, sort of believing that everybody can be good and that we could all, like, change the world for the better is, like, important. Especially since if you align more with my type of pessimistic thinking, it's really easy to get apathetic. And when you get, like, a lot of people stuck in apathy, then, like, no change can happen and, like, the world will just sort of be as shitty as we're all experiencing it. So I really, really, really love and vibe with this song. I also really love the sample that he used in it. I cannot tell what that is, though. Let me look that up really quick. There has to be someone to tell me, right? Who is talking in the background? Okay, no one wants to tell me, but I can clearly hear that they're in, like, the post-chorus. There's, like, people talking. They're, like, arguing, and I want to know what that sample is from. If somebody knows, let me know. But it's just very good. Yeah, I watched the news too, but what's that? Deadly Criminal? Is he really like that? Period. No, I vibe with that heavy. Especially since, you know, obviously hip-hop, rap music made by black people. So when non-black people come into this genre, they're occupying a space usually held for black people, and we need to, like, acknowledge and respect that. And I feel like J-Hope is one of the few people who actually does that. And maybe I'm just reaching and making connections where they don't exist, but in my mind, deadly criminal is always a phrase used for black people. When they're trying to, like, justify an unjust killing of just, like, a random black person, they're like, oh my god, that was a deadly criminal. Like, they never use that term with white people. So for J-Hope to, like, acknowledge that and be like, so why are we demonizing black people? That's an ally. We love to see it. I very much vibe with the song. I hope it gets a music video. I don't think it will. It feels like a very underrated B-side. I can always sense when a song is going to be underrated. And I feel like this is one of them, unfortunately. It's really good, though. Hopefully he'll perform it in his Hobie Palooza set, and I'll be able to see it then. That'd be really cool. I'm not going to Hobie Palooza, sadly. Chicago's a little bit too expensive to get to right now, but someone will film it. Next song, though, Equal Side. This is the song everyone's talking about. I'm very excited.
Paralyze your mind. Gotta see the other side, because you're nothing to be kind.
I'm sorry. This song isn't even 2 minutes long. I hate when artists do that. Why do they always make their fucking best songs like 2 seconds? What the fuck, J-Hope? That song was so good. Why is it so short? Okay, I get why everyone talks about that song. It's really good. Literally, the idea of being like an equal side, nobody's above someone else, someone's below someone else. Again, very similar to Stop, where I'm like, it's a good, grounded song of optimism, and I really love that. I hope that that's the theme of this album, a grounded sense of optimism, because, like I just said, toxic positivity is real, and I hate it. As a bitch who leans towards pessimism, I'm like, no, actually, the world is kind of the worst, and I hate it here. But J-Hope just, maybe, okay, I am very biased because I love J-Hope, but when he says the beginning of change is soon and maybe it's up to us, I think he's right. Yeah. This is an anti-apathy album, and I love that. It's so good. Also, the chorus, beautiful. Again, you know I love a J-Hope vocal moment. It very much sounds like Where Is the Love by the Black Eyed Peas. The melody of the chorus, very, very similar. Very much love that. They're also thematically very similar songs, especially since, and I don't know much about Korean politics, so do not quote me on this, but I know that they just had, a presidential election. I think that they have presidents there. I think that's what they call them. Maybe they're prime ministers. But the leader of South Korea, they just had an election, and the Conservative Party won, which is not cute, not fun, especially for all, like, the marginalized and at-risk groups in South Korea. So for J-Hope to make this song, but also this album, basically being like, hey, we're all just people, let's stop trying to treat people differently because of, like, gender, national borders, blah, 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 blah. I love to see that. Especially since J-Hope and, like, all of BTS are such loud and proud representatives of South Korea, and they love where they're from so much. So for them to be, like, using their platform in this way is incredible. They've always done stuff like this. They're always the type of people to, like, speak out about what they believe in, and I love that for them. I love being a fan of them for that reason. But I love to see it. I love to see it happen. When they do shit like this, I'm like, yeah, I'm standing the right people. They talk about what they believe in. They stand up for what they believe in. They write a whole album about what they believe in, and I love that. Next song, though, Music Box Reflection. Another song that is too short, but I'm assuming that it's going to be like an interlude. That's what I thought. An interlude. Very spooky sounding, honestly. When I saw the promo photos for More, but then also for Arson, I was like, maybe this could be like a spooky album. Maybe he's gonna be like really go into that maybe death metal aesthetic, not like in terms of like singing or genre, but like drawing from that aesthetic, drawing from that vibe. Because More was like a little bit of a darker concept, and I felt like we were maybe going to get some like, honestly, like scary music. I wanted him to be like intimidating. And these past few songs, I love them, but they're a little bit on like the sweeter, kinder, softer side, and I feel like that's very much J-Hope, but I also want to see like the darker side, the meaner side. And the vibe of this sort of interlude is very much on that realm, so maybe we'll get like a song or two with a bit more of like a spooky, scary vibe. I would love that. Next song, though, What If?
What if, what if, what if, what if, what if I have nothing?
Why is that song? Again, these songs are a little too short. Okay, I really vibe with this song. I feel like I'm saying that for all these songs, but I don't know how y'all are interpreting these songs, but I'm interpreting this as a very class-conscious song, and I really love that. Of him being like, first of all, he touches on the fact that his persona is always being like hope, positivity, smiling, which I literally just said I worry about for him, but I love that he is aware of the fact that like, that's like difficult. and it's a thing that he has questioned if he can continue like doing. But he also says they're very like true and like meaningful parts of himself, that he's not just like sort of completely lying about it, that he is sort of like a hopeful person who puts his like real feelings and dreams and ideas out into the world with his music. I love that. I believe that. But then also ending the song with being like, what if I had no dreams or passions? Could I still be hopeful? What if I had no money, no house, no car? What if I had nothing? Could I still draw on these feelings of like hope and positivity? Could I do that? And I think that that's a very important thing to ask. I think that's an important thing to ask a lot of people, because again, toxic positivity, a lot of people are like, go just like focus on like the bright side. And like when your like basic needs of like not having a house, not having money, not being able to like know where your next meal is coming from, when that shit is not being met, it's hard to like get to the self-actualization at the top of the pyramid and like actually be hopeful and positive about life when like your life is like actively being impacted by not having anything. I think it's very interesting for him to be like money, fame, wealth, no, just love yourself and have hope. And then following that up with, even if you're without all of that and you're at the bottom, can you still say that? Class conscious. I think that's very important to acknowledge, that like you can't just tell people to be like, just go on a walk, don't be depressed, when like their actual issues impacting their lives are like tangible things. Like when people say money doesn't bring you happiness, that is very much like a tone deaf thing to say, and a thing that only rich people say. Because for a lot of people, if they had like a large lump sum of money to like pay off their debts, to make sure that all their bills are paid, to make sure that their family's taken care of, like that would actively impact their lives and make them a lot happier. So to acknowledge that, like, yes, he can be happy and positive, but it's very much aided by the fact that he is, like, financially doing well alongside all of that, and that helps him be positive. I just think, I love a class-conscious king. Like, what can I say? Do I feel like the chorus is a tad bit repetitive? Yes, I don't love saying what if, like, 20 times in the chorus. But I do feel like this album in general is a lot more English-heavy than a lot of the other music that I've heard J-Hope make. That being said, have I really heard Hope World in all of its entirety? No, I haven't gotten to that yet. So maybe Hope World is a lot more English heavy, but I've listened to the songs and I don't remember them being as English heavy as these songs are. And I feel like with the theme in this album being like, we are all people, no matter like where you come from, he specifically says no borders are going to change that, to make his music more globally accessible by having more English lyrics makes a lot of sense, like thematically for the album. And I just hope that all of the girlies who see him in Chicago really scream this chorus, because they should. Next song, Safety Zone. I love whoever's doing the ad-libs in the background. Whoever's singing that, incredible. I really like this song. I really like all these songs, but I think I really like this song. First of all, really love the rhythm and the rap in the chorus. It's just really good. It's really rhythmic, and it's like a little bit quicker. And I feel like J-Hope leans more into like the melodic, slower rap. So when I see him do like a more of I don't know how to describe it. It's not staccato, but it's like it's very nice to hear. I really do love it. Love whoever's ad-libbing in the background. But I also really vibe with the message of this song, because timeline all adds up. He had to have recorded the song prior to them releasing their like not hiatus break, whatever. So to make a song basically being like, all we do is work and all I've been doing is going forward and forward and forward, and I've never had a chance to like just sit down and rest and like reflect on my life and what I've done, and I've spent all of my 20s just like working and not really being able to like sit down, smell the roses, and appreciate the work that I put in. Which must be really hard. That must be really stressful to like put in a lot of work into something and not even really be able to like sit down and appreciate it because you're already on to the next thing. And it must just get like so tiring and exhausting. So to hear this song and to hear like his personal side of it, very interesting. And I hope that with this hiatus break, whatever they want to call it, that he has some time to sit down and reflect. Especially since he's been talking about this for a while, because Disease was his song on beat, right? I'm pretty sure that they all like he had a really heavy hand in either the melody or I think the lyrics for Disease, and Disease is basically being like, I'm sick of my work, like in the song, my enemy has become my life, like all I do is work and work and work, and it's become like a sickness to me. And I do worry about him, just like a tiny bit. Because that line of, I like animals more than people these days, I could feel that sense of self-destruction. Because again, J-Hope is known for being like the nice, positive, always happy person. So I worry that like when he is struggling with things like this, that he doesn't have someone to turn to. Obviously, the other members will always support him, but it's very easy when you're in it to like not want to bother other people with your problems, blah, 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 blah. And I just worry that, like, he might get into that mindset, which is not healthy. I just worry about him. I worry about all of them, but I do worry about J-Hope a little bit more than the others because of the persona that he has to sort of upkeep all the time. So I really also love that this aesthetic that he has chosen for this new, like, sort of solo debut is a lot more serious, a lot more mature, a lot less just, you know, like, happy, smiling, bright colors, that he's given himself the ability to have this range so that he's not just sort of tied down to that one idea, and he's allowed to, you know, be more of a three-dimensional person. I worry about him, but I love what this album is doing for the future of, like, J-Hope TM, you know? Anyways, next song is Future.
When I said I do, 용기와 믿음, 긍정의 rhythm, always I needed to.
Once again, these songs are too goddamn short. My god. But I've said in the past that I much prefer a song that is too short than too long, because if the song's over, then just end it. But I do wish that these songs were a little bit longer, but I really love this song. I love the melody. I love the rhythm that he chose for the raps. I also really love the message. I feel like I'm a lyric person first, so I love to like read the lyrics, get into what the song is about. And this seems so obvious now that he said it, but I've never really considered that, like, maybe he is always, like, focused on being bright and positive and hopeful because he needs that himself. That, like, makes so much sense, but it's not a thing I ever really considered. Like he said, it seems necessary to me, too, to hope with courage and faith. Like, obviously, life is hard for all people, but, like, the idea that he approaches life when it gets difficult to be, like, choosing, like he said, it costs nothing to be kind, to choose to be like kind and hopeful and to spread positivity in a very sort of like balance of the world homeostasis way. It like comes back to him that by spreading hope and positivity that he also takes some of that into himself. I love that. I just really love J-Hope, and like this album's really good. Sadly, we've already reached the end because these songs are too goddamn short. We've reached Arson. Very excited to see what this means, because there's also a music video, but you know we do lyric video first and then music video. I'm very excited to see how he's choosing to end the album, because he seems to very much take into account listening to it in order with an intro and an interlude. So like, what do you end the album with, King? Purr! Yes, King! Song's too short. Song's too short. Again, oh my god. No, this is probably my favorite song. More was really good, but this song, not only the lyrics, which are incredible, but the song itself is so good. Oh my god. Let's talk about the lyrics because I'm obsessed with them. This is, I think, my favorite song lyric-wise from the album. Not only going back to talking about, god damn it, what song was it? Safety Zone, where he's like always running forward, always like trying to push forward, always trying to be the best, wanting more like money, fame, popularity, all of that, trying to just like always pushing forward. And in doing so, it's obviously very taxing on yourself to just like always be working hard towards something, never getting a break. Very toxic, not good for your brain, not good for your body. So to take that and put it as the metaphor of like a fire burning, and not only like just a regular fire, but like burning yourself down, like a candle or something, where like, yes, you're burning bright, you're doing all these amazing things and people see the flame, but like you are, as the person, as the fuel of the fire, are slowly melting yourself down in order to like keep this flame going. Incredible metaphor, and I'm absolutely obsessed with it. And then the chorus being like, now I ask myself, do I put out the fire or do I burn even brighter? Like, do I take a break and do I like let myself and my body and my being rest, or do I just keep pushing forward? Incredible song. And then to follow that line up with, it's done. My dreams done, success done, my part of the job done. Like, I've done what I needed to do. Setting the fire is something I did for myself. Who knew the world would go up in flames? Is such a fucking line. Oh my god, that line is so good. That line's incredible. That line's literally incredible. What icon. It's just such a good song. And I would worry if they literally didn't make a whole song promising us that they would come back, that this was gonna be it. This fully feels like, especially after the entire album and putting this as the last song on the album, that this feels like I'm done, I'm retiring. Because literally being like, my success is done, my part of the job is done, I've done everything that I needed to do, and now I have to decide whether or not I keep burning myself down and I keep going farther and I keep this flame going, or I put it out and I chill. That after songs like Safety Zone and after the first verse of this song, I would feel like, oh yeah, he's done. This is it. This is his like big mic drop moment. I'm retiring, I'm stepping back from music. But they literally promised that they would come back, so I know that he is going to come back. But that's very much what this song feels like, especially being the last song on the album, being like, I'm literally burning myself down to keep this going. So I need to like either add more gasoline to the fire and absolutely like ruin myself, or we're done. Or at least for a little bit. I do feel like they need a break. I feel like J-Hope needs to take a break. I hope that once his schedule is done for this comeback album that he's able to just like chill and like maybe appreciate like other things in life. Maybe he can go back to just dancing. Maybe he'll do a little bit producing, choreographing. I don't know. But I would like for him to like have the chance. I want him to have that Distant Blue, his Safety Zone. I want him to be able to just like chill out. Because I feel like J-Hope has talked about it the most out of the group, about like feeling so burnt out. And I just like, I want him to be okay. But we're not done because there's a music video. I'm very excited to see this music video. I find it very interesting that the street or the highway sign is for LA. Especially this line being like, it's done. You would think he's done. It's done. Literally when he's saying it's done. Very cool. Very nice. Very good. I'm going to double check the lyrics in this video before I get into my thoughts. That line too. Oh my god, I completely forgot about that line. The leave when there's still applause, to like leave at the height of your career rather than when you're like old and washed up. Very much feels like this would be like his retirement song. Okay, yep. I got the lyrical meaning of the song. Just wanted to double check. Incredible song. I think it's definitely my favorite song. And he has writing credits. He wrote all of these songs, right? Yes, every song that has lyrics, he is credited in writing, which is incredible. Good for him. And I read somewhere that he chose not to have any features on this album because he wanted the album to just be like him and what he could do and what he could put out. And I think it's incredible. I really like this album. I think it's incredible. I think top to bottom, incredible. All the songs are really good. The lyrics, J-Hope, incredible writer. I especially love that he seemed to like almost purposefully and entirely go out of his comfort zone. Like it's nothing like his first solo album, even though I guess that they call it a mixtape, it's not an album, but I still don't know the difference between a mixtape and an album. But it's completely different from what anybody expected J-Hope to put out, and also no dancing. You would think maybe in like one of the music videos or something he would do like a little dancey dance because he's a dancer first. Nothing that he is, that like you expect out of J-Hope. This is a completely different side of him, and usually when I always love to see artists expanding their range, doing different things, trying new things out. I love to see my faves do different things and not just be tied down to one thing. But usually when artists try to do something a little bit different, they'll do something like similar to what they did, but like different enough. Like if there's like the two circles of like what they've done before and what they're doing now, there's usually some sort of overlap. But I feel like J-Hope is like opposite sides of the spectrum. This is nothing like what he's ever done before, and it's still so good. And I think not only is this a testament to him as a great writer, because again, all the lyrics are incredible, and I'm a lyric first type of person, and I really connected and vibed with all of the lyrics in all of the songs, but like him as a rapper, because he didn't start as a rapper, and this is a very hip-hop and rap heavy album, and it's incredible. And like I've never thought that J-Hope was a bad rapper, but like in terms of like the BTS rap line, I will always gravitate to like Namjoon and Yoongi first and foremost. Even though I always loved J-Hope's parts, it's just he's never been like the #1 rapper to me. But I also think that's because he has like a lot of other incredible qualities. Like he's a dancer first. I love watching him dance, and I think he's also an incredible singer. So I do wish that there was maybe a tad bit more singing in this album, but I understand that like the purpose of this album is to break him out of the box. LOL. And for him, like the concept, this album is just like so well conceptually and thematically, and I love a good like theme and idea. I love a bit of showmanship, so I love that there's like a lot of story behind this album. But, like the idea that it's like a Jack in the Box, not only in the terms of like Jack, J-Hope in the box, the hope of Pandora's box, but also the idea that like Jack in the Box a little bit spooky, and this era a little bit spooky, but also that he's literally breaking out of like the happy, smiley, always positive J-Hope box with this album. The layers to the metaphor, y'all, is so good. I'm in love with this. I'm in love with the marketing. The marketing for this album is incredible. And I just love that this is just like showing a whole different side of J-Hope. And I love that for him, because I do feel like obviously they have been working so tirelessly hard for the past like 10 years. And that must just already baseline be exhausting. But it also must be so exhausting to like have this expectation of you that you can't break out of, that like he always had to be like happy, smiling, positive J-Hope. And for him to like take that idea and not even throw it out the window, like put it onto the window. It's now part of the room. Like for him to be like, yes, being positive and hopeful is very much a true and important part of who I am, but I am also this on top of that. It's just so good. Also, this album is just over 20 minutes long. The total length of this album is 21 minutes and 42 seconds. Why is this album so short? It's a full-length album. It has 10 songs. Why is this album so short, bestie? That's the only thing that I would have wanted from this album, is more. I want more from this album, because it's really, really good. But obviously, I'm very biased, because I already love J-Hope. But I'm just so very happy that he was able to put out something like this that not only is so, because I feel like it must have been really stressful to like write, produce, and put out this album that's so different than your previous works, because like there has to be that like doubt in your head that like, what if everybody doesn't like it, because it's nothing like what people have already shown that they like before. So that must have already been very stressful. But for him to put out something so personal and true to himself, and that's also so good, because like I have listened to some artists' solo work that I like from groups that I like, and I've not loved it, but I can love and appreciate that that's like something true and authentic to them, and it's their own personal creative expression, and I will always support that, because I believe that like artists should always be making music that is connecting to them, that they want to make. I never want to see an artist just put out something because they think that's what people will like, because it never really turns out well, you know? You can tell when an artist doesn't really like their music. But for J-Hope to put out an album that's not only true to himself, giving him a wider range and redefining who J-Hope is, but also is an incredible album, I love it. I'm so excited, so happy for him. Now, I think that this is a great start to the next chapter in not only BTS's history, but in J-Hope's specific solo history. I'm so excited to see his Lollapalooza set. I feel like it's going to be incredible, because now he has like so much music now to pull from, and so much aesthetically to pull from. Like he doesn't just have to be like smiley, happy J-Hope. He can just sort of be a more balanced version of himself. I don't know how to describe it, but like you get what I mean. It's just I'm really excited and really happy for him and what this means for him going forward. Because again, Arson would feel like a final song. It feels very final in the I've done all that I came to do, I've been burning myself out, you always want to leave at the height of your career to leave like a good impact for your legacy, that I would think, okay, so this is it for him. But they promise that they're coming back and they have many years left on their contract. So I am just going to remind myself that this isn't it for J-Hope, and we'll still have more coming from him. So I'm very excited to see whatever that is. Also, selfishly, I have to believe that like something in his set will have some good dancing moments. I hope one of these songs has a good dancey dance moment. Because while yes, J-Hope is not just a dancer. He's an incredible rapper, singer, writer. I do love to see him dance. So I do hope we get a little fun dancey dance somewhere in this album when he's performing it in Chicago. But I've rambled on long enough about how much I love J-Hope and how much I really appreciate this album. It's really, 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 really good. And I'm incredibly excited to see everybody else's solo work. If this is what we're coming out of the box with, pun intended, for the solo works that BTS have lined up for us, then I'm very excited to see what everybody else is going to do. But let me know what you thought of the album. What's your favorite song? My favorite song, obviously, Arson. What If is also incredible, though. Safety Zone is also incredible. Every single song on this album is super, super good, but Arson 100% is my favorite song. But let me know what your favorite song is. And how do you feel about J-Hope's solo work and J-Hope TM, the brand of J-Hope, the idea and the persona of J-Hope going forward? Because I'm very excited for it. And even though Big Hit wanted to be weird and not release a physical like CD album version of this album, go stream it. Spotify, Apple Music, all that good stuff, because this album deserves to do numbers. It's incredible.